We gotta go back.
At this time, I call the meeting to order at 15:06, August 29th, 2025. First order of business is everybody please rise, face the flag, and we will recite the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please have a seat. Okay, start with attendance. DFW. Here. Go. Senator of Purple Heart. Here. Third Marine Division. Here. Air Force Association. Go. US Navy League. BBA 668. Here. Barragata Vets. Here. Go. American Legion. There. That me. Okay. Denado Vets. Did I miss anybody?
All present and accounted for
All present and
the
accounted for.
Veteran Association.
Yes, sir. Okay, and US 671 is here. Based on the number of attendees, we have quorum, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I would like to acknowledge the publication of the notice put out in the newspaper on the 22nd of August and the 26th, making us in compliance with the open government law. The agenda, if you don't have one, please raise your hand. We'll make sure you get a copy. Take a minute, take a look at the agenda, what we're going to be discussing in today's meeting. And then I will ask for an approval in a minute. Get to. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Okay.
Second.
To go. All right. The next thing is meeting minutes. Miss Jen. Meeting minutes, did we?
Listen, Evan, I didn't see an email from Chris.
So for meeting minutes, did Chris pass it on? Was it just for last month or is that also going to continue moving forward?
Just last month, but I'm taking notes. He said he was gonna be here
Okay,
today.
okay, so pending the arrival of the secretary, Mr. Chris Toran, we will table the approval of the meeting minutes. If everybody's okay, we can move forward with the GVAO, the Guam Office of Veterans
Mr.
Affairs.
Chair, you need a
Yes.
motion
Sorry about
to
Table.
bring down number, the secretary's report to a later time for report out.
So
Okay, so we will move the secretary's report from item number 6 to a later time until the secretary shows up. Second, any objections? None at all? Okay. We will move the secretary's report later in the agenda.
Okay, so I'm here to report on behalf of Joe San Agustin, Director. With the NAV balance as of 29 August 2025, under the cemetery funds, it's 41,693.86 cents. Under the Veterans Affairs funds, it's $466.34.
Quick question, Joe, I know before we go on there, this is something people always like to look into or whatever. There is a GOVA website that is under the guam.gov page, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. In the future, maybe, probably 30 days is good enough. If you guys access and update that page frequently, as long as there's no objections or there's nothing preventing you from posting it there, could it possibly be one of those things that is permanently on?
we could,
I just want
we're actually working with the vendor because when Tanya departed, she was the one who, not
Would
departed,
update.
but when she left our office, she was the one updating. So we're working with the vendor to change the credentials, the sign-in.
Okay, and so when that does happen, this way, commission members can access it
To the website.
24/7 website, and we will always know a track record of those balances.
But it's also open to the public, I thought.
Right,
Anyway, so that's pretty good information to push on.
for the Veterans Affairs Funds, that's a report out, yeah.
And this way, the report becomes a little bit shorter and we can get through it a little bit quicker.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know that I sent you a format
Correct.
of the data elements that really would be helpful. I mean, it's good to know that you have $44,000 in the checking account. But that's really just part of the story. It doesn't tell us how many reimbursement requests are sitting on the table waiting to be processed. How many we've sent to Veterans Administration and that it's somehow sitting there. And how many of those requests have they actually acted on? So, it's nice to see that the funds, the cemetery funds, which is by law to be dedicated for the operation maintenance of the cemetery, has increased this from last month by about 70%.
Right.
But is the pipeline cleared, or we still got maybe another $40,000 sitting, waiting to be processed and all? Now, I'll give a copy of this to the chairman. I know that he sent it to the GOVA office. I think it was earlier this week.
Yeah.
And I also did send you a copy last night. I emailed you and the director just to give you a heads up that I was going to be bringing up this point. I'm just and maybe, so in addition,
Yeah, so in regards to that proposal, Senator Chuan, please, for the record, for everybody here, it is not our, we don't have the power just to approve anything. Let it go through the commission. Make sure that you go through the commission so that it can be placed onto the agenda item. As this body is an advisory to the state director, right? So any items that you want to be put onto the agenda, please run it by the officers so that we can make sure that when we gather the agenda for next meeting, that it be on that. It shouldn't come the week before the meeting or the night before the meeting. I'm not gonna report on anything. I don't have permission from the board, from the commission, so.
I understand. I know my place.
Right.
And so usually, in fact, even when I send the email to GOVA, I CC the executive board. So
Of course, yeah.
I know my place.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna jump the chain of command and all. But this particular issue was brought up at the last meeting. Okay, so it is not the first time raising it. So I just.
Mr. Chair.
Devin, just to make things a lot easier, I will generate a letter coming from the commission itself with the attachments and requesting that GOVA follow the format. And then hopefully, within reasonable time, maybe the first of every month or the first week of every month, that form along with, to date requests, reimbursements and all that stuff be uploaded. This way, it's not a weekly task. It's, you have the entire month to gather all the information. And then the first week of that month, the information that we send in as a request through your office, it becomes something that maybe takes 10-15 minutes to update and then post, and everybody can see it. Everybody will have access to those reports.
And just to bring this to a close, there was a second part to the report, Mr. Venom, and that was regarding the grave marker report. I know in my time in the legislature, that was a point of, sore point with a lot of veteran families. So And again, it's, sure you guys are doing your work, but I would like, for me, I would like to see that information.
Okay, yes, sir.
Just to follow up on that, I had the unfortunate experience, one of my employees passed away. He was with the Army Guard. He was gonna be buried he was buried at VA Cemetery last Saturday. When the family went there, they were told that the chapel was remodeled but they can't use it until the ribbon cutting in November. So I said, that's unsatisfactory answer. I had called Congressman Moylan, I also called Senator Montanati's office to find out if they get more traction, if it was for a picture opportunity or what were they gonna do if it was ready, why couldn't we use it? Senator Montanati's office checked into it and called me back and said that then it was also reported they didn't have personnel to work and what other issues were going on, but also stated that they were gonna lose $80,000 in funding this year if it wasn't spent out. And I think because they were in the budget process, they rolled that over. So I totally am in concurrence that needs to be down to the Nat's ass on what the money is going for and what projected out and coming back in, because we're disenfranchising a lot of people, a lot of veterans, right?
Okay.
The long haul families, so.
I'll give the opportunity for Guam Office of Veterans first to address that. And Mr. Mano, you can address it at the end, if you want to get through your report.
I'll let the director address that.
Okay, understood.
Where is the director?
That's who they spoke. They spoke directly to.
With Jose,
Yeah.
okay,
Where is the director?
not sure. Joe is,
I would have told to give a report. I know that he's at there's supposed to be a burial that he's supposed to handle, yeah.
okay. Okay, go ahead, proceed, Mr. Mano. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we've already conducted the interviews for our veteran service representatives. We got a total of 10 applicants. 5 declined the interview. We were able to interview 5, 1 was not selected. 2 of the 4 are veterans. And we did offer the position to the 3. 2 accepted. One of the veterans 2 days later came back and said that he has to decline. He's not gonna take the position. So we have 2 that are in the processing. DOA is supposed to give me a supplemental list of additional people so we can conduct more interviews until we've hired 6 in total. So of the 6, we are pending 4 for the VSR positions.
Okay.
In regards to the CSRs, we were needing to hire 2 more. We did conduct the interviews. The 2 initially accepted the position, but late last night, one of them called me and said they're not gonna take it. So we have 1 that's in processing.
Joe, can I ask, and again, you don't have to answer this, but is one of the issues just the salary or is it other issues?
With the VSR, the veteran, during the interview, he was informed that the pay grade was non-negotiable because it's an entry level. I'm not sure why he proceeded with the interview. And then when we offered him the job, he asked me if they can negotiate the pay. And I said, absolutely not. You were informed that the start of the VSR is $15.56 per hour.
Okay.
32,355 per annum. I'm not, we are talking with the oversight chair to possibly look into increase the pay on the national side. So, again, that will take a whole nother process.
Okay, hopefully by the time we're done with this meeting, that's something we can address in one of the future or in one of the items under new business, so.
Yeah. So going back, 1 is in process for the CSR. A supplemental listing from DOA will be given to me for the 1 that we're pending. And so if we conduct that and we hire, we will fulfill the 3 CSRs and pending the 4 VSRs. Okay. In regards to the cemetery worker, we did receive the packet from the Department of Administration. Unfortunately, only 2 qualified for that position. And just for the record here, for the commission, I have submitted an amendment to that job description. And my last conversation with the Department of Administration, once the DOA director and the governor signs for the amended job specs, it would have to wait at least 6 months to mature before they can advertise it for people to start applying for that cemetery worker under the amended job specs. Under the job specs, I didn't remove the chauffeur's license, but what I amended it to say was that may possess the chauffeur's license. I didn't want to get rid of it so that anybody who does have a chauffeur's license, they'll be able to apply, yeah.
So that was one of the barriers right there, was you have a small list because some of these individuals don't have a chauffeur's license.
Right.
Okay,
So I'm gonna call at least to start scheduling for the 2 interviews by next week.
and this is the cemetery workers, right?
Cemetery
In the
worker.
interim, is there anybody available from Department of Labor through any of their?
We have a few guys down there. I'm not sure what their end date is or what their,
So if it's work experience program, it's usually a 6-month stint. If it's
Right.
national dislocated worker, I believe that's also maybe 6 up to 12 months, so.
and I believe there was an extension granted. I don't know
Okay,
what's the remaining of their,
so as far as cemetery workers are concerned, it's ongoing, but there isn't a huge impact because you have supplemental work from Department of Labor or whatever it may be, right? There's not bodies having, or there's not funerals having to be postponed because there's
No.
not enough work.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that.
and we do
that
get
we're
assistance
stopping.
also from DPR.
An assistant from DPR, and is it personnel or is it equipment?
Both, well, the backhoe belongs to us, but the personnel, they'll be able
Operators.
to, yeah.
And that's also one of the positions that is advertising as we speak for.
No, so we've submitted to the oversight chair a wish list for Guam Office of Veterans Affairs. And that wish list included the backhoe, the heavy equipment operator.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Because with DPR, they have the driver, but no backhoe. With GOVA, we have the backhoe, but no driver. So they've been assisting each other in that manner.
Temporary assignment from DPR to office.
Yeah, question on that, maturity for 6 months, is that?
I think that's a federal program.
Yeah, it's
It's a Department of Labor program that
Right.
maximizes at 6 months. But I'm pretty sure there's enough individuals that will rotate out and so on and so forth.
right.
No, but I think he's talking about after the job description has been amended.
Oh, the
Amended,
6 months
yes,
maturity, okay.
Yeah.
right.
Is that just by law?
6 months.
I believe so. It's a,
That's by law? Okay,
it would have to wait. I don't know if I'm using the right term, but it would have to mature for 6 months before they can go back out and advertise it to accept job applicants.
that'd be a reason why they've done that. They did that in the past, and my only assumption is you didn't go make a change, so it's for one specific person that you're trying to get in right away. And so that 6 month maturity is, if I put myself in what their intent was in the past, is to ensure you weren't making a job position to cater for one individual. So that's.
Yes.
So Mr. Chair, so how can we help? How can we help?
Knock at the
Can we apply,
Overhead chair.
can we apply pressure somewhere to speed this up? I mean,
I'm-
just with the knowledge we know, I mean, so I guess I'm not looking for an answer, it's just, I guess I'm offering it, right? If there's anything that we can do to help that process out, then please let us know.
I
That's
mean-
what I think.
At this point, any help calling the director, DOA director, or,
Okay,
the state director to communicate with each other, but as our personnel specialists have already informed me that upon the signatures needed, it would have to,
so we're still waiting for the governor's signature and anybody else's signature?
I'm not sure where that was about 2 weeks ago where I spoke with DOA, 2.5 weeks ago now.
Okay, so it's still pending. So you put in the request, you asked to change it from must possess to may possess. And that change is at DOA's office, the DOA
Yes.
director's office. The DOA's director has to wait for the approval from the governor's office.
The director of Department of Administration would sign it,
Okay,
approve it, and then submit it to the governor for her signature.
okay,
And then after Gov's signature, then it would have to
So letter coming from the commission to the DOA director's office asking on the status would be somewhat of a nudge. Okay. Send the letter. Gentlemen, we draft that letter, I can circulate it to everybody, we can affix our signatures to that and see how fast we can get it through. Okay, Mr. Meno, go ahead, please.
Sorry, Joe, just going back to BSR real quick. So you got the initial list of 10, you know what happened, and then you know how deep their bucket is or any remainder that they're gonna.
I'm not sure, they won't disclose that. It would, but I did already submit for a supplemental listing to be given to me for the 4.
And with the additional VSRs, we're still on track with the trainer coming in and each organization can still.
Well, in regards to that, with Stephanie, so Stephanie had, my last conversation with Stephanie, which was about a month ago, that once we get our team in place, we can do the on-site training here on Island. And then we could reach out to them to bring in additional training support. So we did meet with Jen, and she's more than willing to assist us with the training. And this training would include our classified VSRs, as well as the volunteers coming in from the different organizations, the commanders, what names that you submit. I know GY 671 submitted.
Yes.
And I believe 3rd Division Marine, according to my director, was they had possibly looking at somebody.
Okay.
To
And you know, Jen, maybe you can answer this, right? Part of the delay is just getting things started, the POA, the initial, what form was it, 2250 or?
No, just it's 22, that's it.
Form 22.
Yeah.
So most of us, when we filled out the forms back in the day, everything was pen and paper. The gap has jumped so much that now everything with doing everything with your claims is, you know, using the click of a mouse or whatever it may be. Sometimes that can be challenging for, you know, our veterans are what we talk about computer little, right? And in that case here, where by not only engaging with the 6 additional VSRs when they come online, but with each of our organizations having one individual there, you can schedule amongst yourselves, hey, I'm gonna do something with my organization once a month, twice a month, and here's a 2-hour, 3-hour training to just get the ball rolling. And that was the reason why, you know, I had asked when GOVA is gonna do this training, the trainers are gonna be on the island. And if we can interject ourselves into that training, you know, the government's already paying for it, whether they train 6 or they train 26, it's an advantage for not only the GOVA office, it's also an advantage for our organizations. One reason being is if my organization does a lot of the training, they'll already be prepared when they do finally go to GOVA. I have this, I have this, I have this. The actual accredited VSRs will be able to move a whole lot faster and process things a lot clearer, as opposed to I went down there and they told me I have to go home and get this, and I have to go and get that, and I have to go and get this. At least with our organizations, we set that expectation. We prepare them with a folder with everything that they need, so that when they do go down to GOVA, it's not, oh, I need to schedule you to come back again later because it's gonna take 3 hours to sit here and yada, yada, so on and so forth. The whole idea, of course, is we expand the force. So that way we already do a lot of it at our level as organizations. We help do the prep, you know, the basics that can take place. And then if the volunteer is willing to go down with the veteran or whatever it may be, makes things a whole lot easier. It's a lot easier transition when we do that. So if Stephanie can
I know
confirm
that,
that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I know that it is intention of the state director to have everyone all get accredited under, so that when they go out to their respective organizations or their different organizations, they are accredited. They're not
Yes.
in violation of, you know, however, the files will be housed and secured at GOVA. And so when there's needing of, you know, file requests, whatever, that the volunteer VSOs would be able to come down and get access to those files.
Okay, so that's good. We'll close it up here. At some point, an SOP will be developed between us, and an MOA will be developed between the commission, its members, and GOVA, so we know what we're responsible for, you know, and what the standard is, so that when it is at your office, there is a uniform that comes from any single one of our organizations. So an SOP is something that I'm gonna ask for, and I think that everybody can follow, so that 10 years down the road, right, it's not, let me question, and how did we do this before, whatever it may be, the SOP will be established, right? Apologies for going off on the side, but go ahead, Mr. Melo.
Okay, so in in regards to the equipment status, the backhoe is operational. We have 2 Frontier pickup trucks, they are both operational.
Mr. Chairman, maybe for the sake of brevity, is the status, maybe we can just summarize it, is this
Status
anything,
quo,
anything
Shortfall, any shortfall
shortfall that's keeping the
operations.
operations going?
no.
Status good to go?
Right.
Okay, so status on the equipment, everything is good, there's no shortfalls.
With the pending of the lifter and the lowering device that we are in the process of procuring. We're going to procure under the supplemental budget that the legislature approved,
Oh, so
so we get,
Right now, your status is 100% functional.
Right.
Okay,
yes.
pending additional backup measures. Okay, that's good. Okay,
Is that it? Is it the stuff that you're thinking?
No,
Can you, what was that again?
so we are working with but we're not able to use that funding until we secure the stipulation of the law is that once we're done hiring the cemetery worker and the VSRs, then we can be able to touch the account for operations. So to get the lowering of the, yeah,
Scissor lift.
and that public law 37, 101 and 102 has no obligation end date, so it
I was
would,
gonna ask that
the
next.
money will still be
Okay.
there.
it's obligated, it's set, it's appropriate,
Yes.
so, okay, good to go. The cemetery expansion grant, sir.
Okay, so we did submit the pre-application on 30 June for the grant. The director did receive a letter dated 5 August 2025 from VCGP confirming that Guam was in compliance with the pre-application process. So whatever the documents that were needed to support the justification for the pre-application part, we were in conformed with it. So now we're just awaiting for October 2025, when they would issue out the priority listings for the states and territories to include Guam. So that's where we would find out what would be our priority status.
Right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd like to request that, well, these are important documents that were submitted. Can the commission get a copy of this pre-application that was submitted and then the response? I think it would be helpful for the committee to kind of, as we follow this thing along, I would also like to see what was being submitted.
Just coordinate with Joe.
Yeah, yes, I'll add that on as well, yes, if you can.
Okay.
Joe, can you talk a little more about the architectural engineering status of that?
So for me, my report on that is status quo from the last meeting when when we met, that the director was in communication with DPW. I know there was a push for the A&E to be advertised. I don't have anything new to report back what the status is from DPW with the state director.
Is that something that could hamstring us in terms of the application process itself, if it's not done?
Well, we need to make sure that the A&E is out and, it has to go through a bid process, and that takes time in and of itself.
So is the requirement that it be out for bid by September or completed by September? No.
I think that it'd be out for bid at least, so that they can, because it's gonna take time for the bid, for a contractor to respond to the bid for the A&E.
I'm concerned. We brought this up before.
Chairman, yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanna, I don't mean to speak for everybody, but I'm not trying to grade your homework. I'm just trying to see where we can help you guys. And the only way we're able to help is if we're informed. I think the commission at this point, we're asking, how can we help? But we need to be informed first, right? Because as long as we're informed, we can definitely take it to the table, right? And in the end state, it's looking after our veterans in the end state. Again, I hope you don't feel like we're grading your homework, but we can definitely, I think this process is getting better, but we can definitely move from good to great, like really, really quick. if we're informed, like the senator said and Tim Pazan said, we get that information, we can definitely help you guys out the best we can, at least from our side.
Help us help you. You know, that's what
Understood.
it is, that there's one thing with just one person, the GOVA director saying, hey, I need help. Then you have 10 other organizations saying, hey, Mr. DPR, you know, get you guys out there, right? Because this is gonna affect your family as well and everybody else on this island. So I appreciate the comment, you know, that, yes, we want to be able to put some pressure.
And if I could, Joe, we can get together next week, you know, and try to work with you, and we'll try to formulate report to give us the information, and then we can identify that things you need to cover and things that just information you don't have to cover in the meeting. So you're only talking about things that are relevant to us moving forward. Like we got an equipment list on that, you can say, you know, it's on there, it's all good, but we want to know what's not, that kind of thing.
Okay, Joe, how about we do this, right? We get the executive board, i.e. the officers, whatever, we have a standing meeting with the GOVA director and yourself, your staff. Right, we can do it 1 week after, so that way everything that we have here is fresh. We sit down and we sit with the GOVA director, we go over everything that was discussed at this meeting, right, the week following. And if, as long as the executive board is ready, we can get these answers. That way it also help us decide, determine what we're gonna put on the agenda for the following month and so on and so forth. So as soon as this meeting is over, I will call the GOVA director and request that meeting take place. Right? Yes,
Can I ask that via dual or?
yes,
Back to the large?
So,
yes, sir.
so first of all, let me just, I want to put on the record here, I appreciate the work that you put into, you know, giving information back. I know you're in a kind of an uncomfortable position there. But with regards to the cemetery expansion, I'm really concerned about who the contributors are to this effort. You know, it seems like it's the GOVA director alone, unilaterally making decisions, whether we're gonna pull the grant approval, the grant opportunity document and all that stuff. Quite frankly, I'm just concerned about that. I think I really would like to just work alongside with GOVA and say, you know, what's the next step here? But so what I've done is I called BBMR and I asked, are we gonna lose that $1.5 million by September 30th? And he indicated, no, we won't, which is good news, but should not be reason for us to take the pedal off, take our foot off the accelerator, right? And in fact, the budget bill that was passed specifically said that any unexpended funds from previous appropriations for GOVA will remain.
Right.
But that is no reason at all to let up
Right.
on the gas.
Sorry, sir, so not to cut you off, but yeah, so like Senator Ada said, we were informed by oversight that they're going to roll over the lapses, right?
Right.
And there is no reason for us to take, like you said, the pedal off, right? Our foot off the pedal. We have already earmarked those lapses. We've identified a crisis up at the cul-de-sac area, and our oversight on Monday was able to come down and tour it. The land erosion is causing major, it's the land is giving way, right? And the foundation is in question, right? So we were already in discussion with DPW. I don't know how far they got into the discussion with the director, but they're going to use that 300,000 to mitigation purposes for up at the cul-de-sac area. So the monies are earmarked already. We are facing the challenges of the procurement process, the bidding process. You know, there's a lot of bureaucracy, right, with trying to get things moving, but they are earmarked. I can say that the director has already said that these monies are to be used for these purposes. It's trying to just get over the challenges of the procurement, the bidding. It's not easy, you know, and sometimes I do feel that he is, you know, the director is doing all that he can, considering that these are our challenges that we're facing. So as a body, if you approach him to offer him that additional support, truly appreciate it. You know, and we're willing to work with the commission as well. It is an advisory to the state director, so.
Maybe if he comes to the meetings.
Well, this is where now I'm gonna go ahead and schedule those meetings of the week following these commission meetings so that he can miss this commission meeting, that's fine, but we're gonna go to his office the following week. Just let him know we're gonna invite ourselves in. We're just gonna need a time and a day of the week. Okay,
Yeah, I'm sure it's welcome, right? We're not, I mean, it's not a.
we're here to help each other, guys.
Let's just make sure we're clear. Okay, let's just make sure we're clear. We're moving to the same beat of the drum, the same objective. Okay, we just need to get on one sheet of music.
Okay, good to do. So with the grant, things are moving forward, A&E, DPR, anything else, Mr. Melo?
That's it.
Okay,
I did speak with the DPR director. I guess the formulation of the RFP still requires a lot of the, I guess, director's input. I mean, the scope, a lot of the RFP, a lot of it is what you call it, you know, fixed language that goes with every RFP, right? It's the scope of work
the
that's
intent.
got to be clear. And that seems to be where where it's bogged down. And I know that Alan Turner at the last meeting offered his assistance. You know, he's had years of construction management work and he's offered his assistance. I certainly make myself available to, but like you said, we're an advisory body. I'm not gonna get into your lane unless I get invited.
More working group stuff to do. Okay, I appreciate it, sir. I think we have, with this working group, executive board, whatever, we have stuff that we can do. Mr. Carter, you're saying the time frame?
Oh, number 5.
And number 5,
Okay,
we are status quo until public health moves out.
That's where I think we need to put pressure. Because this has been going since the oversight hearing back in February.
So Mr. Melo, so when we go down there, you guys have, I mean, seriously, man, use us to the ability, right, to have the impact in order to take over our veterans. And I'm sure that's what we're all trying to do, but I don't think we're synced yet. We're getting there. We're just not synced yet. And I don't think collectively we're moving as fast as we want to. But the only way we're gonna do that is like what the chairman said, we meet with you guys. If you can help us by shaping that, right? I mean, we're gonna come with some questions as well, but if you can shape that conversation rather than just go there and, you know, going back and forth, if you can help shape our conversation with this right here, this will definitely help inform us and then tell us how we can help you. Then in turn, we can come back and give deliverables back to you guys as well and back to this committee and this board. Thank you.
Appreciate that, sir. You know, I've was tasked this when Mr. Uggan was the director. I was tasked the same task when San Agustin, or now that San Augustin's my director. And I respect my directors, they're my boss. And so if you guys want to put pressure on my boss, that is totally up to you.
I mean, I don't think, I don't think it's this big
I
pressure.
always say every morning, I walk into my office and I said, I love my job.
I love the loyalty, man. I love the loyalty.
And I'm not gonna
We're all the
do
way
anything to overstep my boss.
I appreciate
yes,
this.
we all know the problems, gentlemen, right? We all know the problems, right? But this board, this commission is, let's find solutions.
I
Let's
could
find
write a
solutions.
book with the start of the move to Hessler. And write a whole.
And if they don't want to give us Hessler, if they have to identify a secondary spot in the interim or whatever, maybe that's fine. But give solutions, find solutions and suggest them. The last number I got from one of the senators was there was 70 derelict buildings that was in the government of Guam inventory. We only need one. We only need one that can house a space for the commission meetings or your GOVA office. So we'll close with that unless there's any other thing that you need to report. Sir.
That's it.
Thanks, Mr.
I just had one comment. So if the old public health building in the Nivao is still being considered, I'd almost say it's beyond our control, but last I saw on the media was 22 million to refer.
For renovation.
Yeah.
No, sir, this is Hessler in Hagåtña.
Yeah, no.
Tracking,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So with that renovation, the 22 mil, that's gonna be another year and a half that we're gonna be out of a building. So in the meantime, you know, hey, Gov Guam, whoever's in charge of that inventory, the building inventory, let's move us in there temporarily because we're gonna need space for the additional CSRs and VSRs.
I mean, I'm not out of place by saying that I've done my homework, going out, looking at possible areas where, you know, it's potential home for us. But, you know, I'm down here.
Francisco.
You know, when I hear this, that we're looking for potential place for Oba and this group. You know, I've been pushing for the Veteran Community Center. Let's not forget that. Public health supposed to vacate that since April. I requested the director to have an audience with the Lieutenant Governor 3 times. And just bear me with this, because I don't wanna hear this that we're looking for a vacant place. Because that place is bought and from the veteran, but that's the home of the Veteran Community Center. I have no idea what's going on, the public health is still there. Director San understood, asked me what's our next step. I'm tired already, I told the Lieutenant Governor. And Lieutenant Governor, I hope this is the last time I'm gonna come here in regards to that all legislature that has been purchased and been, and Governor Lula Guerrero purchased that for the Veteran Community Center since an Augustine time. I mean, a good time. And somehow during the COVID, public health vacate that Manila with that's a minor fire. They never condemned that building. The director of public health has decided to move public health over to the legislature. But you know, we met with the governor the last time with the director of public health, the outgoing director. And before the new director asked San Agustin, give me to the end of the year 2024. End of the year 2024. Then he asked, the last meeting with the lieutenant governor, give me up to April. And already it's August. So something's going on, and maybe what we need is to make an appointment to lieutenant governor with the commission, and let's all go there. Because maybe lieutenant governor, my president there with the director, Mr. Utar, and few others, maybe that's not enough weight to put the lieutenant governor to demand to get out there. I told the lieutenant governor, I said, I don't think they're listening to you. So maybe let's remove that from our mind that there's a lot vacant place for us to look to go there because that's our place. Let public health go there.
You know, sounds good.
Really?
So let's just keep that as priority number one. Yeah.
I've been pushing this before Governor Lu was elected to whether he's gonna build the Veteran Community Center. The province said, yes, Nick, we're gonna build it.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm gonna hear that we're gonna look for another place. I think the best thing we should do, Mr. Chair, is make an appointment with the Lieutenant Governor or the Governor herself. And let's follow this public health. When they're gonna get out there? We're tired of being told a bunch of lies that they're gonna end of the year, April, and I hope they're not gonna say end of 2025.
I see Mr. Terrence wrote that in.
You hear what I'm saying?
I got it, and I have my scheduled meeting with the lieutenant governor as soon as he's available.
Maybe request for an audience with this group.
Yes.
Not only you.
No, not only me. I'd like for the whole group to be available.
So everybody can hear what's going on.
Yes.
Because to me already, I'm very disappointed with the lieutenant governor.
Understood, sir. I have so then we're done with this meeting. I will walk to the chamber
Really?
and request for a meeting with everybody.
Yeah.
Date and time that I get, I will put in the email or in the chat group to make sure that each organization is aware of that time.
I think once and for all, let's hear from the lieutenant governor's mouth what's going on.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you very much. We'll stay with priority number one, which is Hessler Place. Before I leave this compound, I will make my way over to the lieutenant governor's office and or governor's office chambers and request for a meeting with just the 10 representatives from One from each one from each organization.
Really, because
Yeah.
I don't know whether the governor and lieutenant governor really feel how we're feeling that building down there with all the people that they're hiring, where to put them. And like I said, that old legislature, they can use the session hall there for the conference room for the schools. They can use the public hearing room for a small group. So that's a big building. And we have that whole place. We can fit everybody for an office there.
Can meet more often as we need to.
Yes.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Francisco. Yes, before I leave, I will get out there.
10 minutes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
10 minutes to 1 hour.
Good to go. We will go to move on to new business unless Mr. Torre, do you have meeting minutes from the previous meeting, sir? Table
For
that?
me,
Yes.
no, please table that. Had a few difficulties on the body here I've been dealing with. But listen, I'll give you another week. I'll get everything out to everybody. Minutes for the last meeting have been done, but has been disseminated. Me being a problem.
Okay.
That's soon be fixed.
Okay.
Soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wait, don't go yet. I got, don't say I need to hear anybody.
Okay, we'll try to get through this. I got word that the congressman was gonna be fishing. So just
The chairman, if I would move on regarding into new business,
yes.
can we move down directly to item 8D on bill 149-38?
Yes, we will address that. Let's move in the interest of time. Yes, we will jump to bill 149-38.
And so with that, Mr. Mano, I guess need to ask then. That bill has been passed. 149-38, that's the one that waives the vehicle registration fee for all veterans.
Right.
Right. And so we haven't really, we need to hear from, because GOVA now is the one that has to implement it, and one is GOVA ready to implement that new law? Because I think the law actually got passed on Monday. Theoretically, veterans should be able to go down to GOVA to get
Certificate or.
get certified, right? So
We've already made changes, amended the certification.
I think that bill is not for all veterans. It's not for all veterans.
oh, I see, that's what we gotta clarify, because it says it is for
Let me,
no,
hold
on a second.
because I'm the one be following that. I asked Senator San Agustin to introduce the bill to include the Vietnam veteran license plate. Okay, just hear me out. Bill, Senator San Agustin introduced the bill, but never published they never had a public hearing on the bill. Then I asked Senator Therese Teglahi to amend San Agustin's bill to make that veteran license plate free. Okay, that was, they held a public hearing for both of the bills, San Agustin bill and Therese bill, the same day, and they heard it at the July session. So I was not chatting with San Agustin, says, yes, Lieutenant Governor signed that bill already.
That was bill 5-38.
Yes, to make it free.
No,
Yeah, this one is 149.
149 is the one that waives the registration fee for vehicles for all veterans. Right now, the law waives that registration fee only for veterans who have 100% disability rating. The law, that bill 149 that got passed, waives the fee for all Vietnam veterans.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And that's the part that needs to be cleared, because there's a distinction between, is GOVA interpreting that as only those who are in country, or those who were in the service?
Let me answer you on that.
Well, let me finish my question. So there needs to be clarification. What is GOVA certifying? Just the veterans who were in country during the Vietnam War, which would be 1955 to 1975?
Yep.
Or is GOVA certifying all veterans who were in the service during the Vietnam era, regardless of location, which would have been I believe, 1955 to
75.
November,
Yeah.
November 55 to
Right.
May of
75. Yeah. Okay, so there, that's my understanding of Bill 140.
Okay. When like I said, when I asked Senator San Agustin to amend that special veteran license plate for Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Silver Star, and Silver Cross, to amend that to include the Vietnam War. Okay?
Right.
San Agustin introduced the bill. I forgot the bill number. Then
That's Bill Pass. It's
then
fine.
I asked Speaker, former Speaker Mr. Glahi to introduce, to amend, a bill to amend San Agustin's bill
So
for the Vietnam veteran certificate and to make it free for the Vietnam War era. So we have a listing already. Utar have a listing already that we're gonna turn into the director for the southern members. To what number they're gonna get. Not like back what we did on the Purple Heart. We give the director and revenue tax what number that the investor is gonna get when they go down to Assam to get the certification. So we got the listing, we're supposed to turn it into San Agustin today, but it's not here. Then anything beyond that listing. What if, for example, 75 is the last number that we give them, so whoever comes there that a Vietnam veteran could be given 76, 77, all the way down because they have 400 license plate.
So I'm not concerned about the license plate itself. That's a separate issue. What I'm concerned about is the waiver of the registration fee. In my case, I have a truck. My registration fee is $108. If I have to renew that tomorrow, I need to go get certification from them that I am eligible. So my question to GOVA is, one, are you ready? Is GOVA ready to implement the new law? Two, what criteria is GOVA using to determine eligibility? I was not in country. I was in Germany. But I was in during the Vietnam era. Now, my interpretation is that I should be eligible for that fee waiver.
Yes.
But is that the same interpretation that GOVA is gonna apply?
that when I was reviewing the law, it is my understanding, it's from 55 to 75
Regardless of location?
regardless.
Yes.
in country.
See, now that's.
So, because that's why, that's why we need the oversight to get clarification. Like, and I totally agree with, and knock on wood, we haven't had any veterans come down asking under this for now. Because everyone's been using the 100%, right? But we're not gonna wait until we receive one, because we need clarification, as Senator Adat stated, whether it be in country specifically only, or in era. And I don't think the law, Senator, was specific to,
No, it wasn't.
Right.
Okay, it wasn't. But Mr. Chairman, it's important that we get this clarified, and probably the reason why veterans are not lining up down to your office is because really there's not been much information that's been put out.
right,
But for me, $100 that's a lot of money.
Yeah. The veteran are not lining up in down there because the license plate is having a right here.
No, this has nothing to do with
Registration only.
Restrictions.
I don't even have a veteran license plate on my truck.
Registration goes with the license plate.
no.
Yeah, but you're talking about a specially designed license plate. I'm talking about just my
I'm talking
plain old
about,
vehicle.
I'm talking about the Vietnam veteran license plate.
Okay, we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
All right.
So gentlemen, there's confusion because there's two bills. Bill 5 and Bill 149. Bill 5 addresses the license plates and the designs. Bill 149 addresses registration. So there can be confusion in both of those. Right now, as it stands, there is no clarity because of the law is too vague, right? It can be interpreted both ways, in country or era. Now, if the law specifically states in country, then they have to prove on their DD 214, right? So, Mr. Meno, the answer is, the law states it's in country, yes or no?
No, it's
So-
not specific to
It's
in
not
country
specific.
or era,
Vietnam era,
It
right,
says Vietnam, okay.
Vietnam era.
or Vietnam, I don't think it says Vietnam era, I think it just says Vietnam veterans.
Vietnam veterans, right? And so here's gonna be the issue that we're gonna face. If we receive a veteran that is requesting for the. Right now, the veteran can go straight to DMV and turn in the DD 214 and get a clear to waive, because they're following, DMV is following the law, right?
Law says they gotta get a certification from you, your office.
Right, so if they come down to us. Right now, I can assure you that we're going to give the certification for the in-country,
Okay, so,
because we don't have any proper guidance from.
so tomorrow I will come down to your office, I was not in country, and we will test it then. That's the only way we're gonna get clarification.
But when is your registration due?
Huh? Doesn't matter, I'll renew it early. I think mine is up in September.
This year?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, I don't know what's is there a
No, 3 months out, you can renew it like.
3 months?
So we'll do the test, and we'll move on from, if that's, if there's no more,
Alright,
okay.
included in this is you gotta make provisions for like surviving spouses for the Gold Star. For the Gold Star families. They also, whatever that 100% veteran gets, it inures to the surviving spouse, to the Gold Star families. And so you gotta be
The
ready.
Gold Star family though, it doesn't, it's only spouse, parents, parentis
Oh, yeah,
locis.
yeah.
It
those-
doesn't include children?
No, no, it
or-
doesn't.
Yeah, okay, it's just.
So like when if Sergeant Lutayala,
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Already, the Ghost Star got their license plate.
okay,
Yeah.
I understand that. But when he goes on to renew his registration, he should not have to pay the
No, they
registration.
don't have to pay.
Because he's
They don't have to pay.
the Gold Star.
Ghost Star,
Okay, okay,
or
alright,
don't have to pay.
All right, so it's just a surviving spouse then.
Right.
Okay, that's my questions regarding that.
Okay,
So are we ready? We're ready as could be. We make the amendment to the certification letter.
And when I go down tomorrow, you're gonna tell me that I'm not certified.
Monday.
I'm not eligible.
Tuesday.
When I come down Tuesday, you're gonna give me you're gonna give me something in writing that I'm not eligible because I was not in country.
Well, Senator, I'm not gonna tell you that.
No.
Just gonna give you the patient's sake, Senator, that sulit pa DMV zone. Wait.
So we got, no,
Excuse me, look,
So guys,
let's-
Vietnam veteran
Yeah.
served in Vietnam. Vietnam War veteran served in the era. Done, please. So however.
But he just said, he's only gonna certify for
So,
those who are in country.
so they have to look at the actual definition of shit.
make an amendment.
So you know that certificate on eligibility? What constitute a Vietnam veteran? You have to be within that period regardless of where you're at. You
That's
don't have
correct.
to be.
Right.
Okay, we're on that same sheet of music, but GOA is not.
Yeah, so the law says, what does that new law
It
say?
just says Vietnam veteran.
It says Vietnam
veteran.
veteran.
So yeah, that needs a little
Vietnam War veteran specifically is.
Yeah, Vietnam War veteran, he didn't say in country.
Vietnam War veteran.
Did not say country.
No. Okay, so we're all agreed that we need more clarification. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean. It could cause a lot of headache for GOVA, my personal opinion, I would say, you stand fast, don't issue. Until there is clarification, because then you're gonna create double the work. That's just my.
Well, at this point, Mr. Chair, that's my personal interpretation, right? And that's just how I was reading it, because there's no specifics to it. But in respect to the veteran, if they were to come down, I don't think there's anything stopping us at this point to just give it to any veteran who served under the Vietnam.
Okay, you close it there, let's
Yeah.
address the senator that passed this bill. And this is, gentlemen, where we can all give that phone call, shoot an email to the person that wrote this bill and say, we need to know, number one, what was the intent and clarification, was it Vietnam War veteran or Vietnam era
Era.
veteran?
I did have that conversation with
And-
Senator Lai, and she she was not aware of that distinction between in-country.
Exactly, because I had the same conversation with.
So that being said, let's just, I mean, it's not on the agenda, but that being said, with the majority of us here. What does the commission feel? Should it be a Vietnam War or a
So
Vietnam?
it shouldn't be what we feel,
Okay,
it should be by definition, right?
Sure.
So let's just, but why don't we do this? Can we just do this? Can we just get with the Department of Veteran Affairs and clarify by law definition? Let's move the contact, bring that to the center and to GOVA. So that way we're on one sheet of music and we're not going with feelings. And so let's just move on because we're spending too much time on this topic and we know that we need to get more clarification.
Table till further clarifications. Moving back up to item 8A, the reports on the duals. I know I have, and GOVA probably has already received the reports from the last meeting. And what we had put out there was for you to contact GOVA and the commission, be prepared with who your primary and your secondary representatives to the commission are. If you have articles or anything that GOVA, make sure that they have it on file. Next week, when I meet with when we meet with the GOVA director, we'll have them generate a report. Also, to speed things up in the next meeting, when we have a sign-in sheet, there will be pre-populated sheets for the members. So all we gotta do is initial. Our phone numbers haven't changed, emails haven't changed. That way, when we come in here, we do an initial, Esther, I'm here. We're good to move on. We don't, everybody else that's a guest can take their time and sit there and sign in and so on and so forth. But at least for the members that are in attendance, we come in, we initial, check. I bring it over here, look, we get quorum and we move on from there. Bill 8538, dead in the water. You have this removed, it's old business, Bill 8538, poorly written. It was said it was a good intent, but poorly written, it's just gonna create so much more problems.
So Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just for clarity, I'm sorry, I mean, we're passionate about it because we've been moving on with the working group, but just to clarify, it's not dead in the water yet,
Well, not yet.
right? So to jump ahead with the 67, the working group, we do have an amendment to chapter 67 of the law, which we will propose to Senator Mantovani for her to kill 8538 and accept the amended 67, which goes after the nexus of the issues and concerns that generated Bill 8538. So just to clarify.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
So thank you. So yes, thank you for, bad choice of words, whatever it may be. So the proposed amendments is, thanks to Senator Tamata and the working group, over the last few weeks, we've sat together and we looked from top to bottom on chapter 67. It hasn't been amended, hasn't been touched. What was intended way back in the day was good. It held through for so many years, but with all the changes that have come into play, one of the major changes that we were looking in that proposal is going from a strictly advisory board, what Mr. Reynolds was saying, to a board that will make recommendations and the governor, the GOVA must act on those policy recommendations. That is the one major change. Anything other outside of that law can be addressed in the bylaws that this commission is operating off of. Now, those bylaws, the way I look at it is chapter 67 recommendations go up, gets approved. Once it's approved, we mirror a lot of the things or extend from the amendments to our bylaws and make it a lot more functional so that this commission is now no longer just saying, hey, GOVA director, this is what we think you should do. To a position of we've sat, we've discussed, and this is a policy we need you to enact. We're not gonna get into the day-to-day operations of what your workers are doing and what your VSRs are doing, whatever it may be. It's gonna be, hey, there's a policy nationally that can affect us veterans. We need your office to take our recommendation and follow or develop a policy in this manner, in this form. So the chapter 67, the amendments also gets rid of a lot of things, improves or corrects some of the verbiage that was outdated. And got rid of a lot of verbiage that didn't even need to be in there. Okay. There was a lot of things that were very specific. You were gonna have to have a meeting every Tuesday at this time. Let the commission, let us decide on that. So that's gonna take care of the first few ones there. I don't see anybody here from the governor's office, but we wanted to discuss Veterans Day, Veteran of the Year nominations and status of veteran organizations. So with Veterans Day, I know in the last few years, it's jumped from Skinner's Plaza to Epau Beach to different locations, whatever it may be. We want to make sure that we have an input when the executive office says, we're gonna hold Veterans Day at this location. We don't want to just, okay, shoot, no. We want to be able to say, the veterans, we've spoken to our organizations and we feel the best location is going to be Epau Beach or one way or the other, you know, whatever it may be. The time is good, we have to follow that, and that's perfectly fine. So I put it on here so that it's always going to be, you know, for us to consider. We'll discuss if everybody's, you know, feeling like Epau Beach is going to be the best layout, logistically, getting in and out, so on and so forth. Then we could put forth and say, hey, executive branch, coordinators, whoever it may be, protocol, this is what the veterans want. This is the Veterans Commission is recommending that we have it at Epau Beach. We have additional disabled parking because there's many of us that need to utilize that. If they can assist with golf carts to transport from vehicles to the seating area, let's put those recommendations in. The Veteran of the Year nomination, they know this happens every single year.
Chair,
Yes, sir.
we go ahead and decide where to have the Veterans Day.
Everybody, I feel, let's just throw it out there.
Well, I think there's a lot more to do
I
than
know,
just
I know.
stuff. So let's do some homework.
No, but there's not that many places that we would not veteran ceremony. In the past, we do it in front of this, I don't know. We try down there, in the plaza, and we try the Epau. Only 3 places. To me, I think Epau's the best.
Man, I'm just saying.
Then everybody.
I don't think anybody here. I mean, we said. You said, I don't know what the
Let's
second
put it this way.
will affect us.
We'll table it and we'll put it up for vote on the next commission meeting.
Okay,
Just don't know what the second.
because you know the veterans is coming up.
Yes, September. Yeah, since we have some time, we'll put it up for vote on the next commission meeting.
That's what the concern was, can we look at doing this and getting a place sooner, because we're already behind the power curve, we should have been planning for it, if our organization is doing this. We should have been doing this in end of May, April, start looking ahead, because this is gonna come up so fast that it's a very haphazard type of environment. And everybody's trying to figure it out,
So, you know, and just to share the history of it, right? It's always been run by the protocol office, the executive branch. They coordinate everything, stage, the whole 9 yards. We really don't have anything to do with the whole setup other than show up. And the only other requirement is, of course, giving the Veteran of the Year nominations, turn those in, they put the booklets together, so on and so forth. So they handle the heavyweight. Where we can make an impact, I know it's a little bit late in the curve, but the impact is gonna be, let's choose a location that's gonna best fit everyone. And if it was any individual organization, yes, we're a little bit behind the curve, but these guys have been doing it year over year over year. Now, personally, it should be coming from us, what we feel, what we want, right? Let us choose where, when, and all that stuff, and it's a few months ahead of time. We have the time to be able to make that impact and say, hey, look, we don't know what they're thinking, right? But if we put it up for vote and we say, hey, look, we, the veterans, have chosen Epau Beach, then we make them choose Epau Beach.
I like to put it into motion for Epau Beach.
Okay, do we wanna vote on this today, or are we gonna go ahead and table it
But
for
you
next
want
month?
to put it for today.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Gentlemen, ladies, I'm sorry, I have to go, but my students have got a commitment tonight, I gotta be there.
Good to go.
Apologies. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Okay, so there's a request, thank you very much, there's a request to go ahead and make that decision today. Any discussion or any discussion on that? Okay.
And second, I'll second it.
Okay, second, any discussion? Okay, we'll put it on the vote, all in favor of, and the options are Epau Beach, Adelup Lawn, and Skinner's Plaza. Those are the 3 that have been utilized in the last few years. So all in favor of Epau Beach, say aye.
Aye.
Forget it, that's majority. Epau Beach is what we've done.
one
Good to
other
go.
thing, I just follow up on that, please, so I understand also that there's gonna be the month of the veteran coming up with activities for every day. I've heard that floated, are you aware of that?
So I know Joe was talking about this months and months ago. There's supposed to be this Olympics thing and activity, whatever.
Yeah, the 250.
There was a bill that was passed.
Yeah.
Forget.
The number is 9238.
And nobody's consulting with us.
Very ambitious.
And nobody's caring to let us know.
So that's not, we were not gonna be involved in that. Yeah.
Okay. 1930, I'll do some digging into that one there. So again, if you haven't already started to look at who your nominations are for your veteran of the year, by all means, please make sure you're ready there. They're gonna ask for a headshot, but they wanna put it in the brochure or the flyer, the pamphlet for that day.
Is that for next month's meeting?
This will be, it's here now, but I'm just
No,
putting it
but,
up.
where we gonna put your nomination?
I'm gonna check with the protocol office when they're ready to receive it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, giving everybody heads up to go out and do that. Status of veterans organizations, I will get the final list, everybody who's turned their paperwork into GOVA. I do have a receipt, and I'm in receipt of Brotherhood of Veterans Motorcycle Club as well. I will bring a copy down to the Guam Office of Veterans Affairs. And I have Air Force Association. I have nominating letters from VFW Post 2917 from Mr. Branda, Military with Purple Heart, and also VBA 668. So I will get that status and report out. Other than that, now, if there's no objections, perfect timing, our congressman has just joined us here. We will move on to the public comments, and I will give the floor to. He can come up here. Mr. Congressman, please. So I will give the floor, sir, to the congressman to address the body.
Thank you. Thank you. You were waiting to say.
Wednesday, yes, sir.
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday of the month, sir.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow veterans, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
All right, I'll just keep it, just kind of brief, but I think some of the top items that we're working on is that regional office. So situation was the regional office in the Philippines was not funded. So not the medical side, but just the regional side. They're looking at this, that regional office has been there since World War II. It was for the purpose of the veterans at that time, which most of them are gone. So the committee, Veterans Affairs Committee, a Veterans Committee of the House, the staff committee went on over them to investigate how is this office operating. Then they're going to be coming on back. I should have a report when I get back to DC on the 2nd to see the results. What we're asking the Veterans Affairs or the Veterans Committee to do is to fund it for 1 more year. And we look at the possibility of bringing that to Guam to service our vets on Guam. The regional office, not the medical side, remains in the Philippines, to service Guam and MI, pre-associated states, also Asia side as well. In total, we'll have more than the Philippines has. So don't know the results, but we made sure that Mike Bowes, committee chairman, knows our interest. CNMI is behind us as well, wanting that service to come to Guam to American Samoa, as well as in favor of that. Why I said please do, because they're overwhelmed with us too, right? They're overwhelmed with just Hawaii. So that's, it's positive on that side. We don't see it as an increase in the budget because it's already, it's either going to be zero and they're going to get the money back, or just use the money that they were already using to come to Guam. We met with the administration. They provided us, Guam administration, the governor's office provided us with a letter of saying, yes, we would like the regional office to come to Guam, and we can provide a vacant facility instead of them building something that could expedite the process of renovation. So that's a plus for us too. So I'll be we'll be sure to be sending out more information as we get that. Some other things. There's several other things on the veterans. Let me see what I can get. But while I look this over, we do have a we call it bridging DC and district. So we from 11 to 3 today and tomorrow we'll be at Micronesia Mall, the former JP supermarket. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right here. One participant. Thank you. The VA's office was down there too. And it was quite successful. We have the US passport office out of Hawaii. There we have
CBOT was there too. Guam Department of Labor's, Guam's Vet Center, Guam's Veterans Affairs Office, thank you. Hawaii Passport Office, Social Security Administration, and CIS. So they were able to come here to service our vets, and we got the word out. And for Friday at 11 to 3, it was quite successful. So we're expecting it to be busy for tomorrow as well. So please get the word out, and if there's anything you need from these agencies, they came to help. We're hoping to have this more often, at least biannually, and maybe work it out through the different mayor's office as well too. We can help the Mononcos. I told the passport office come during bingo, and you'll probably get a lot of people interested. So where was I think let me see, unless you guys got some questions for me. I'm sure there's more, but I don't want to run you guys late.
I have just one question, sir. If it's successful, has anybody done a study on what the VA is paying annually to send people to Hawaii for medical care, for travel? Is there any way to access that data?
So I can, I'll address it and here, 2022 or whatever it was, there was a fellow Marine who was working with the Honolulu office. And the first 10 months of that year, it was to the tune of over $4 million just in travel. That being said, prior to your arrival on the commission, some of you, last September, what I had thrown out is, at that time I was the first vice, was a draft letter, and kind of held it because transition of the administration and so on and so forth. But what I recognize is a lot of our veterans, especially those that are getting older, we do not care for getting on an 8-hour flight by ourselves to be in Hawaii, when the choice of a 3-hour flight to the Philippines for, healthcare is a lot easier and could result in cost savings. So this draft letter was referring to the 2024 U.S. Government Accountability Office. They did a study on the territories. And what happened, and the reason why Guam, I personally believe the reason why Guam has been shortchanged or the budget has been lower than expected is because VA finally had come out and said, we only estimate the number of veterans in the territories. We know, everybody knows this for a fact, that Guam has a much higher per capita rate, which means we have a much higher number of veterans in the island. So in that draft letter, there was 3 simple requests. Accept the state numbers, accept the state's number, their count of the veterans, which is right now 24,000 or 23,500, whatever that is. And based on that number, because and it's true, there's a VA benefits number, there's a VA health number, and then there's the state number. So benefits and health, one is 6,000, one is 8,000, and that's fine. And some of those are duplicated because people are taking advantage of both. Now, the state's number is 3 times that number. So the request was accept the state number. Number 2, adjust the budget accordingly, right? Number 3, bring the facilities and or the expertise to the island of Guam so that we can be a regional office for not only the regional office, but also for medical. Because then we would be able to service the brothers up in the NMI, brothers and sisters in the FAS and Palau. Our challenge is distance, of course, right? And if Hawaii's already saying they're bombarded, just in that first 10 months, right? That's $4 million that could easily pay for these specialists to live in Guam. Certain priority number 1, service veterans first and foremost. Priority number 2, if they're needed, active duty. Priority number 3, family members. They don't need to go into private practice. They're going to be there for veterans, strictly for veterans. That's our request to them. And number 4, in the interim, until this is all sorted out, allow us the opportunity to access the VA Philippines medical treatment centers. That was a request, a draft that I had put out to the board members, and perhaps we can bring that back up. And with the congressman here, hey, that could be a request that we can funnel through his office so that it gets into the right committees and saying, hey, look, have we not bled enough for our country? Have we not suffered enough and given enough of our lives, of our brothers and our sisters, to show our patriotism? And it's a fair ask. It's not asking for more. It's asking to just be treated equally. So simple 2-3-page document. At that point, I asked each member organization leadership to channel through their national organizations. American Legion, we met with Chris and their national president. He's all behind us. VFW, it'd be great to get support letters from the national president. We understand that there's lobbyists that are out in DC. That way, it's not just, oh, the veterans in Guam are asking for this. No, we want to make sure that we have the support from all the other national organizations as well. So that's 1 year. Because I think the first town hall meeting I went to was in 2015, and what was shared was about 30%, a little bit more than 30% of the business in Hawaii are veterans from Guam. Right, that's a big chunk. That's a big chunk for them to handle. So we're saying, hey, look, we've done enough for our country. We've done more than enough. We've sacrificed enough. Treat us the same. Sorry to go off there, sir, Congressman.
I got a few more notes. You're okay with that?
Oh, yeah, no,
Okay,
yeah, thank you.
We understand we also have delays in VA vets, our vets receiving their prescriptions. We have a mail problem. We did go over to see Tammy, our postmaster here. She's already put that up the chain. We've written and we've received a response from VA Pacific Islands Director Andy Brooks. She acknowledged our letter and she's confirmed that they're working closely with Dr. McDermott of CBOC and Naval Hospital to explore more
Emergency films.
Yeah, exactly. So we're focused on that and correcting it. We understand the US Postal Service also clarified that anything under 1 pound is routed on ground mail, which is just disastrous. Most of our medication is handled that way. So we also wrote to the VA Secretary and we're waiting on response there as well. We know about the ENT situation with Dr. Castro no longer wanting to serve the veterans because of non-payment. So we sent letters already to TriWest to first get them paid back and say that doesn't work either for us. So that's something I got to work out with the VA Secretary too. We heard